Give us an idea of what it took to start transforming this, because when I think of doing a website rebuild, because I've been in e-commerce before, I've helped build like websites with like 100 pages, right? 100 SKUs. That was hard. Like, I don't even want to know how many pages you're dealing with and tools and functions and web applications. Give us an idea of what it started, what that process looked like. How did you transform this website?
The process of transforming the VA.gov website was a couple of years in the making, quite honestly. And the way that we started was first by asking users, what do you need VA's digital properties to do? And they really gave us that feedback. They want to quickly be able to complete the task that they came there for. They're coming for a reason, and they wanted just to be able to quickly complete that reason. Whether it was applying for something, asking a question, checking on something, they had a problem in mind that they wanted the product to solve. And what they told us is they were frustrated by all the myriad ways in which the VA was presenting itself online. Your listeners are probably familiar with Conway's Law, basically the idea that the communication structure of an organization reflects itself in the systems that that organization builds. And so for an organization as big as VA, where there's 400,000 employees organized into these different program offices, the way that the VA had approached building veteran-facing technology was basically every program office wound up building its own kind of part of the website, or maybe even a different website. So to access your benefits, you would go to one portal with one login. To access your healthcare services, it was a different portal with a different login. And veterans just told us, hey, enough. This is too confusing. Why are you presenting yourself in these different program offices? And what we learned is veterans don't think of the VA as a series of program offices. They think of the VA as one entity, and it really frustrates them when one part of the VA doesn't feel like it knows about the other part. And to make that org chart, if you will, invisible to veterans, took a lot of work. Basically, we had to work with all the different stakeholders in the VA to understand what did they need their digital products to be able to do. Was it making it easier for someone to apply for something? Was it trying to reduce volume of a call center? What was the problem that they had? And then we had to show them that by organizing that information into a more logical, sort of coherent structure that was focused on connecting veterans to their top tasks, that we could do a better job. And the actual way in which we launched this project wasn't like one of these big bang, on this day, everything changes. And I think that's one of the biggest lessons learned for the government coming out of things like healthcare.gov, where, the idea was on one specific day, the site was supposed to work for everyone. Obviously, in the private sector, that's not how we would launch anything, right? We would ease our way into things. And so similarly for the VA, there was an initial project that had sort of proved this idea of building in a more modern tech stack with a more modern sense of design that had launched as a separate standalone website. And that had gained traction. A lot of veterans said, okay, this new website, it was called vets.gov. We liked what that looked like. But in a way that almost made the problem worse, because now there was yet another website that veterans had to learn about. And so what we wound up doing is taking the lessons learned from that vets.gov project and basically saying, okay, what if we built the future VA.gov homepage, the thing that serves 10 million unique users every month? What if we rebuilt that on the vets.gov tech stack with the vets.gov design sensibilities? And so we were able to use this kind of breakout innovation project that had gone fast but kind of gone separate as a building block for the new project. And then even as we came towards the Veterans Day launch, we wanted to have it fully live by Veterans Day in 2018. We launched a preview of the site. We put it up at preview.va.gov. And just every day as that project was continuing, new features were being added to preview.va.gov. So that gave us confidence that the actual new platform, the new site, it was a whole new tech stack, that it was working. And we slowly phased traffic into that preview site such that when it was time to actually do the full launch, it was really just flipping a switch from old VA.gov to new VA.gov, but new VA.gov had already been online for months and had already been serving real traffic over that time. So we had more confidence that everything would go well. And of course, since then, that was almost, 4 years ago now, we have continued to add a lot of features to the platform over time. So it's really been an iterative and incremental process.
This episode of IT Visionaries is brought to you by Salesforce. With Salesforce's low-code app dev tools, you can be more efficient, more productive, and save money by reducing development time by up to 90%. Get Salesforce's low-code playbook and increase time to value for your team and your customers. Visit salesforce.com/ITV today.